All right, hey, we're talking tourism today. Man, how we doing? We got John Cooper in the house this morning. Good morning, John.
I've heard of him.
John's in the...
I'm just dealing with the horse story. Horse is a horse, of course, of course. Anyways, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, John Cooper.
Happy to be here.
He's the president, CEO, man in charge at Yakima Tourism, and you have a guest this morning.
Yes, I do. I've got Dan Langager. He is new to our staff. He's been with us for a couple months, and his responsibilities focus on media and the travel trade. So he manages those activities and working with travel media, lifestyle media, and to generate stories about the area, host them, take care of their details, and then also travel trade when it resumes, when there's going to be trade shows dealing with different sectors of the travel trade and inviting different groups, tour buses, etc., to come to Yakima and the Yakima Valley. So I thought I'd bring him on, and he's a veteran radio guy.
Does Dan get to like the fancy car, that fancy 4x4 you guys drive around? You know?
Or
is that yours?
MIC, it's called. It's the Mobile Info Center and Kiosk.
That. Yes.
That's the acronym, and it is like a mobile info center.
Yeah.
And kiosk.
And the license plate is Fine Sun.
Fine Sun. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And actually, that is our vehicle, and we take it out and about to different activities, as well as to go, meet some of our vendors and the media, and we use it for all kinds of activities. So sure, he might be using it to take some media out.
So wave to Dan. Wave. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Should I give you some news copy or something?
No, what you do is
I'm only a little rusty.
he's been in radio. That means you give him news copy and you start the bottom of it on fire while he's reading the top part.
Yeah,
That's kind of
really.
We
the
always
standard.
work from the top down.
That's right.
Hey, that was my first job interview.
Dan has North Dakota connections, and he worked for a guy that worked for me.
I know. So I'm just going to sit over here and be
we
quiet.
have history with Dan, so he's automatically a good guy. We don't even know anything about him other than that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, where are you from originally?
Well, after North Dakota, Wenatchee.
Wenatchee. So when did you move there?
Moved to Wenatchee when I was small and went to high school there and grew up there, and those are my stomping grounds. After college at Western in Bellingham, made my way back to Wenatchee, and that's where I found radio.
So you got the whole Eastern Washington kind of thing down then. So
yeah.
Is it, because Yakima is kind of, would you say Yakima's in competition with the Wenatchee a little bit in terms of, the Apple capital stuff and tourism and
Very I mean, yeah, those pillars are very similar: agriculture, recreation,
so
and
knowing
that farm fresh stuff.
Right. So knowing Wenatchee, you know how to cut them down at the knees, right? You can. So you're the right guy. We've got like the Taliban has joined the society here.
Or we can all just live in harmony. And,
There you go.
There is that
and know
too.
that each of our communities have our strengths and our weaknesses.
See, he spent time in Bellingham.
Well, I
so.
tell you, there is that too, isn't there? Wow. All we are saying is give apples a chance. Okay, so what do you see, given your time in media? You know what media people are like for the most part. Sometimes the media people think they know more than everybody else sometimes. We got to convince them to come to Yakima. We got to convince them to give Yakima a fair shake. How you going to go about doing that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Surprisingly, that's not too difficult, minus COVID, of course. But we haven't had too much of an issue getting travel writers and bloggers and social influencers to come here this year. We just had one over this last weekend out of Walla Walla and another out of Seattle the weekend before that. And my job is to make sure that they get to see all the incredible stuff that we have around here to do. All the incredible restaurants, the recreation, all the beautiful wineries up and down the valley.
Oh, that's cool.
He's got a good gig
breweries.
plan.
That's nice.
And
but you're busy
if
on
possible,
you're busy on the weekends then, right?
Sometimes, yeah. Because if possible, I get to tag along and show them around a little bit.
So sometimes you're just giving them a guide. You're not going along with them.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
some
cool.
some enjoy a little more independence than others.
Yeah.
Obviously, on the larger groups, we haven't had any of those this year, and I don't know if that's going to happen, unfortunately, because of Delta. But with the larger groups, it is something that I get to be a little more hands-on with.
Yeah. Well, when you were up in Wenatchee, what were you hearing about Yakima? Got to be honest. Well, what when
You're sitting over the trap door,
Yeah,
so
when
you
you
got
were-
to be honest.
But what would you hear about Yakima, and what'd you think? And
A lot of similar stories, either whether it's ag or wildfire. I think those are nearly the same, just the different aspects of acreage or harvest or whatnot. I'll be honest with you, you get some crime stories out
Yeah.
of Yakima
Oh, yeah.
that circulate around.
Yeah.
But of course, it's not all bad, as you guys know.
So how do you deal with all that? What's your thinking about putting all this together and trying to attract people and stuff?
To a certain extent, it sort of sells itself, right? I mean, how can
Yeah.
you not come here and want to go to Cowiche and then stop by Willridge because it's right there, and then go out to Cowiche Canyon Brewing? I mean, that's all within a 10-minute drive. So
Yeah.
I think to a certain, and that's just in the Upper Valley, let alone Mid and Lower Valley. So I think to a certain extent, it sort of sells itself.
No.
Notice
yeah.
nice little sidestep there.
Yeah, I saw.
Good job.
No,
Good
that's, no, I don't think he's sidestepping. Just good job. Good job. There.
Oh, crime thing, come on.
Well, we have that crime thing here in the valley that we have to, John. We have to deal with it, right?
But there's crime everywhere.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there's crime everywhere. Are you concerned that it's not going to attract? I mean, were there concerns about maybe not getting the tourists here because of that? No.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Good.
So, on a how big of an impact do we think that Delta and Moo might have going forward? I know that, John, we were talking with you about the prospects, and if we can get back to kind of normal, we've lost especially in those industries of hospitality and all that kind of stuff, and that we were really looking forward to making a recovery. Thoughts on how far back this all might set us, or do you think we can tread the water and hold the progress we've made?
There's light at the end of the tunnel, and with a pandemic like this, you're going to have variants and you're going to have issues, and unfortunately we're in the throes of another surge, and the need for us to take precautions and be careful. In the industry, we're looking at, even prior to Delta coming on strong, while we had an amazing summer, and all across wide regions, there was a lot of people with pent-up travel, demand, and they were out travel, and leisure travel was doing very well. That has tapered off, but with us here locally, what has caused some of the tapering off the last couple of weeks has also been the smoke, or the perceptions of smoke.
Yeah.
You may see it in the morning showing that we're in the red zone, but by noon it blows off. But that did hamper some of our visits towards the end of the final 2 weeks of the summer season. There's still fall travel, but I think it's going to be a little bit more tempered. But as an industry overall, we recognize that all sectors are going to vary as to whether business travel, leisure travel, convention, and sport travel, they're going to all vary depending upon a number of conditions. As you saw with sports, there's going to be some changes happening with the large outdoor events. Probably 2024 is when things will finally be at a more reasonable level. And we'll get back to a level of activity that we saw in 2019, but we don't want to just stay at 2019 levels.
We want to promote growth,
Yeah,
right?
we want to see some positive growth and such. So it's just going to take time.
Dan, will you get to write any articles yourself? I mean, you bring writers in, but can you offer up articles to other publications, that sort of thing?
Pen articles?
I am always excited for new opportunities and new challenges, and it's been really fun to get to know the tourism world, although I've had to jump into it while there was a global pandemic happening.
Exactly.
So an interesting time to get into the industry. So whenever there's new opportunities that come my way, but specifically with writing, that is where everything started for me when I was a tiny child. I loved to write, and it just blossomed into a degree in English and journalism and radio and now tourism.
Yeah.
So
Good for you, man.
it's
That's
been my
awesome.
trajectory.
And
Yeah.
he just recently updated our media kit that we have on our website and for the travel media about the offerings, and updated some things that I have to admit were a little bit dated. So now, it's all fresh content, so that gives writers the background that they would need to pursue a story or write one themselves.
That's just it.
stuff.
Having been there, done that,
yeah.
you know what people need. You know deadlines. I'm going to need a picture of something, and you know where to get them that. Same with TV, all of that. So you get the right guy for the job. You know?
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, welcome to the Valley, Dan.
you much.
Right on, man. I was at Will Ridge Run. You guys mentioned Will Ridge Run. I was there at Will Ridge on Saturday night. Good time. So beautiful area out there. Never been there. So
Weinstock coming up.
yeah, and yeah, this Saturday night.
Groovy, baby.
Yeah, the Woodstock tribute. Yeah, Weinstock gonna be fun. I got Jimi Hendrix set at 2:33. They got a Crosby, Stills and Nash tribute. 4:30 tribute to Joe Cocker, 6 o'clock a Doors tribute, and 7:30 the Santana tribute. Oh my goodness, that's gonna be a good time.
I just
That's
wonder
gonna be a
with the
good time.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash, will the guys kind of be arguing up there on the stage?
I was going to say there's pressure on those guys to hit that harmony, man.
Yeah, because right now there's, you read the stories, David Crosby's kind of,
Yeah.
He's been the wild card, that's for sure.
he's always been the wild card. Unless Neo plays with him, then it's a whole nother
Yeah,
story.
exactly. Well, that's just one of the kinds of things that people need to know about, and so I've told this to John many times. You know, we all need to know about our stuff so we can be best representatives for Yakima. You know, we want everybody on the street when somebody stops you and says, "Hey,
That's right.
where can I go? What can I see?" Everybody should have the 5-step action plan to get the most out of the valley in their mind, so that we can really make great experiences. Nothing's better than tourism dollars, man. Clean money, thanks.
Yeah.
Don't let the Yakima door hit you on the way out, but come back next summer and,
Or this fall. We
Or
got
later
a lot of
this
great
fall.
things happening.
Yep.
The fair's coming up, so it's a good time of year.
Excellent. John, thank you. Dan, nice to meet you.
You too.
You know how to find us now, so, if he's not around, you just want to come in and hang out, talk radio, come on
Right on.
down.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We'll get the official Dan chair set aside for you.